friends, let's take a quick overview for the 6 classes of your enzymes. We have earlier seen that any of the reactions taking place inside the cell is just highly impossible without these particular enzymes. Enzymes, we refer to them as your biological catalysts. So these particular enzymes, they are called as your biological catalysts, and we have also studied that most of our enzymes, they are proteins, barring a few like ribozymes, where RNA molecules, they can act as a catalyst. Most all other enzymes, they are proteins. Now talking about a broad classification of these particular enzymes, every enzyme has a unique EC number, that is your enzyme commission number, which is made of 4 digits which are separated by periods. So the first digit there, it corresponds to the major class of these particular enzymes. So today we'll have an overview of these 6 major classes. The 7th one added, we'll also have an overview of that. So the 6 major classes of your enzyme. So the first major class of your enzyme here is your oxidoreductase. Now these particular oxidoreductases, now as the name suggests, these are involved in oxidation reduction reaction. So transfer of your electrons, transfer of your hydrogen, transfer of your oxygen, leading to oxidation and reduction of this particular substrate, that is referred to as your oxidoreductases. So enzymes involved in the transfer of electrons, we can say, is referred to as your oxidoreductase. For example, we have enzymes like your alcohol dehydrogenase, which belongs to this class. So you have alcohol dehydrogenase, all your dehydrogenases, oxidases, they will belong generally to this particular class. So you, to give an example here, we have alcohol dehydrogenase, you have pyruvate dehydrogenase. So these group of enzymes, they belong to this first major class, that is oxidoreductases. The second one is your transferase. So transferases, so as the name suggests, the one which is involved in transfer of a particular group. Say you are transferring a particular methyl group from one particular donor to the acceptor. You are transferring the amino group from one particular donor to the acceptor. So these particular enzymes which are involved in such transfer of a particular group, you take from one and give it to the another. So this particular transfer wherein it is involved, these belong to these particular transferases. To give an example, you have enzymes like transaminases, also referred to as your aminotransferases, which are transferring the amino groups. You have NMP kinases, then you have phosphorylases, which belong to this particular category. So these are what we call as your enzymes belonging to transferases, transferring a particular group from a donor to the acceptor. Another particular class which you have is your hydrolases. So hydrolase, an enzyme which is going to cause hydrolysis. So you have a particular molecule and the bonds are to be broken. So you add a water molecule between the bond and you break it. So breaking of a particular bond by addition of water between the bond, that is what is referred to as your hydrolases. So you can say the enzymes which catalyze the hydrolysis, they belong to this particular class of hydrolases. So remember, the third major class is your hydrolases. So hydrolases, to give an example, you have all your digestive enzymes, you have lipase, you have amylase, catalyzing the hydrolysis of starch, catalyzing the hydrolysis of your lipids. You have urease, catalyzing the hydrolysis of urea. So all these which are breaking the bonds by addition of water, they belong to what is called as your hydrolases. Then you have a class of enzyme called as lyases. These are actually breaking the bonds again, but without hydrolysis or oxidation. So without involving hydrolysis or oxidation, they are breaking the bonds. So they belong to this particular class, that is your lyases. So lyases, you can say, for example, you have aldolase, which belongs to this class. You have fumarase, which belongs to this class, right? And many more. You have various decarboxylases, which belong to this particular class. These actually are involved in addition and removal of various constituents of water, that is your hydrogen and oxygen, of carbon dioxide, that is your carbon and oxygen, of ammonia, that is your nitrogen and hydrogen. So those which are involving addition and removal of these and introduction or removal of the double bonds, they belong to this particular class, that is lyases. To cut short, breaking of the bonds without hydrolysis or oxidation, they belong to lyases. The next one we have isomerases. So the ones which are catalyzing the internal rearrangements of the molecules, interconversion of different isomers, they belong to this particular class of what is called as your isomerases. To give a few examples, we have triose phosphate isomerase. One particular example we can give. So your triose phosphate isomerase belongs to this class. You have another particular example of isomerase, that is your say phosphoglucomutase. So many you can give. So those which are what you call as involving the isomerization reaction, they belong to these isomerases. The last one in the series you have ligases. So you can say the joining enzyme, the one which is introducing a bond and joining the two molecules at the expense of energy by hydrolysis of ATP, they belong to this particular class of your ligases. So to give a few examples again, you have DNA ligase, which belongs to this class. You have succinate thiokinase, which belongs to this particular class. So these are the enzymes which are involved in joining of the molecules by hydrolysis of your ATP as a source of energy. We have another class added, that is translocases, where you can give the example of ATP synthase, where there is synthesis of a particular ATP by movement or translocation of protons from one area to the another. So that is another particular class, that is your translocases. So we have the 6 major classes. So to mention here, you can remember it as O, T, H, L, I, L. So O, T, H, L, I, L. So oxidoreductases, transferases, hydrolases, lyases, isomerases and ligases. So whenever you are faced with any particular enzyme commission number like 4.1.1.1, so be sure that this belongs to the 4th class, that is your lyases. You are faced with a particular enzyme number which starts with 2 point something, you are sure that it belongs to your transferases. So 6 classes: oxidoreductase, transferase, hydrolase, lyase, isomerase and ligase. Thank you.